Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. I'm just getting comfortable, getting ready, and we're gonna start. Right, so last time when I was live streaming, we were testing against Philander. I concluded these tests and I'll show you the teams in a video soon, so don't worry about that. And as you've been asking me to go from left to right, next will be Isitarian. That's what we're gonna test. Obviously, there's a lot of questions going around YouTube, in Discord as well about Rook and Rook situation. Don't worry, I got the video answering all your questions tomorrow and explaining how Rook works for those of you who don't read skills. So yeah, that will be covered tomorrow. Today we want to focus on what's common, which is Continental Challenge. We obviously need to build teams for different bosses. And as I said, we did cover Philander previously. And obviously I forgot to remove this and show you the in-game, right? I totally forgot, guys. I've been talking and showing you stuff, but never actually showed you the stuff. So never showed you the goodies. Apologies for that. So yeah, I've done Philander already, concluded. As you know, when it comes to this boss, he's quite easy to build teams because, you know, as long as we bring heroes that deal damage based on crit damage, then we'll do good damage. It's as simple as that. So multiple teams can be used. Now, when it comes to Isitarian, this is the main focus today, and I plan to stream for the next 3 hours at least. So basically, we will try and cover more than one team today, and I'll do like a summary video at the end, so it's all nice and clean in one place rather than being spread around multiple streams. So, oh, what's that? Sorry, I need to translate whatever you wrote, John Carter. Is a good friend. Is what good? I am good. Hope you are good as well. So when it comes to Isitarian, duration of buffs and debuffs on all units on the battlefield is increased by 5 seconds. For each stack of debuff on the boss, its damage taken is increased by 2% up to 20 stacks of 40% damage. So it tells me already that there are at least 2 teams that will do really well against this boss. So first, burn, the other poison. So we're gonna test both of those teams against this boss. So let's have a look at the skills of Isitarian, because they are never explained on the main thingy. At the battle start, summons Dragon Remnant to assist in combat. Okay. Do they have life? If they don't have life, then we'll be doing a lot of damage here. Similar to what we've done with other bosses, so AoE damage, right? Control immunity, damage fall-off, total damage, battle skills, attack the enemy with the lowest HP, right? So we need to place our heroes correctly, dealing AoE necrotic damage centered on them. So we need to ensure whoever has the lowest HP is far away from the team. For each existing undead summoned unit, Dragon Remnant performs 1 additional attack on the target. Yes, definitely need to do that. Summons the Dragon Remnant to assist in combat, grants him attack, defense, etc. Okay, so we definitely want to try and mitigate this debuff. So bringing in someone who can remove this will be quite essential. Yeah. So obviously there's one hero who does it all, and you've been using him in multiple different scenarios. So that is Jorn. So he is going to be a rather mandatory hero here. And as always, I'll start with high inspiration and reduce these inspirations as well. So there we go. Jorn will be mandatory in this team, and we will also go for the burn. I mean, I think actually I have a burn team that can do really well here. That's actually not that one, not that one. That's not this one either. No, I don't have... Oh, what? This one. Yeah, that will save me time. So what I do is I just copy this team. Right, and we need a tank. We definitely need a tank. So we will just edit lineup and help ourselves with Crisis. Obviously, Crisis is hard to get, but we'll look into the replacements. Once we figure out the strategy and how to play against this boss, then we will start removing heroes, making this team weaker, but it's quite important to find the best team, best solution. So maybe we can even make Jorn the lowest HP. Well, we'll see what kind of equipment we have. And obviously when it comes to this team, we definitely want the pet that deals AoE damage as well. Alec Guitarian, hello Gorax. In your opinion, run for Rook artifacts or better than got one Ozul? I would prefer, see, when it comes to heroes, I always get exclusive hero and exclusive artifact rather than another exclusive hero. One hero with exclusive artifact is better than two heroes without exclusive artifact. Plus, Ozul is mostly PvP hero, so I'm not sure if you play PvP much. No Mercy, welcome. Haven't seen you in a while. Welcome to the stream. I don't usually stream at this time, so probably different viewers at this time. So yeah, we'll see how this plays out. Maybe this is going to be better time for streaming, depending on how many people will join. So yeah, the problem with this team though is we don't really have any kind of. Did we save it? Yeah, we don't have really any kind of aura, which, you know, is not good. But yeah, okay, this team is set up this way. We got this, and then we pretty much only need... We don't really even need, like... I mean, most of the sets, we got them covered. So I'm not even sure what set to wear on Crisis. Because we got Puppeteer, maybe some defensive set. So yeah, we're gonna wear the mythics, and I believe since we're doing a lot of AoE, this is not going to be the best. We want AoE damage, so with these new mythics we have AoE damage increased here, but we can also increase AoE damage through the old mythic, this one. And if we look for crit damage, crit rate with some accuracy, might not be as good stat wise, right? But that's fine. 70% crit rate, that's rather low. But even on a test server, I don't really have great stats, guys. Yeah, we definitely could use buff here. But yeah, let's... I would really like more crit rate. Just during this test, maybe this one will be slightly better. There we go. And then we just... do this. No, we can't do that. Anyway, so it's not gonna be like optimal, but maybe by the time I record a video on this team, it will be better, more optimal. So yeah, we're gonna run this mythics, as much AoE damage as possible, pretty much. On Carve, we can run Puppeteer. We can also run other things. Depends what we want to use. And I see that I don't really... Oh, I do actually. I do have that here. But I think I'll have to change things around because we want haste on him. And we want enlightenment. So he doesn't scale with enlightenment, right? But this set, boosting, if we give him enlightenment, we're going to boost the hero with the highest attack significantly. So that's what we want to do. I think of skipping this Rook banner and make a Poison Lightning banner to run for Rook and Guinevere's artifacts. Well, you could do that as well. But in this banner, when you pull 300, you have Rook pretty much on the table. There's no 50-50, but it's up to you. I do play the game as well on the global now. This is why I didn't have time to do a lot of stuff on this. Sorry, that Discord is funny today. Right, so yeah, since we don't need him with defensive stats anymore, he's not going to tank. We'll build him with HP, but first things first. Okay, how much HP do we have on Durham? That's important. That's very low. Oh, that's very low. The reason why I don't like that is the lowest HP will be targeted by the boss. But anyway, yeah, we definitely want more HP than that. We'll see if we can get anything better. But let's do Carve. Carve with Witch's Remains. I'm gonna slightly change things because we need higher range. I believe there will be multiple of these spawns, so we want to increase the range of the damage that we do. And with Carve, we're gonna go attack, accuracy, etc. But we need this emissary set here. So attack, accuracy. Could use some crit rate. Why not? Don't remind me that today. And same here. We want to go with... Do we go with HP though? Like, does he need that much damage? He doesn't need like... Let's go with attack. I mean, we need to make sure our damage dealers have more HP than, for example, someone else we want to tank. Rook's artifact or Beldel? Do you mean Beldel copy or Rook's artifact? If you're thinking about Rook's exclusive or a single copy of Beldel, then go for Rook's artifact. If you're thinking about Rook's or Beldel's artifact, then I'll leave that choice to you, because Rook is the end game hero. Beldel is the early game hero. What is this flag? Oh, team code. Okay, cool. The team codes from test server don't work on global, guys. So even if I could give you the codes, they would not work. Apologies for that. And in here, we won't attack. So if we go and build him with attack, we could go with AoE as well. Unless we really want to build him with as much attack as possible. And I think that's the idea here. So we can even go for something like that. Yeah, and then instead of crit damage, because we have a low crit rate, right? Let's be honest, we have a low crit rate. Let's go with attack and let's do get some skill haste. That's perfect. And we have enough accuracy, 300, so that should work. Yeah, if you don't have Beldel at all, then don't go Beldel. Beldel needs her artifact, so if you can get a Rook's artifact, go for it rather than Beldel. Okay, Beldel inspiration 0 without her exclusive artifact is not good. Like, at all. Preferably, probably still better than Garfin, for example. But, you know, waste. Waste. Okay, and here we will use Puppeteer set. So yeah, in theory, would we want him to be the lowest HP? Well, we need to choose one, right? Someone has to be the lowest HP. And accuracy. And once again, getting this extra attack. Yeah, we could go some crit rate, crit them. No, they all having so much HP, but not Durham. I think Durham will be in trouble. No, we don't need defense. He's got enough attack as well. A little bit too high attack, I would say. Oh, that's because I'm looking at Crisis and I was supposed to build this guy. No wonder the stats seemed huge. Like I was looking at the wrong hero. So I need to do something like this. Where is Crisis? Yeah, that makes more sense. I was like, how the hell does this guy have like 2000 defense already? But yeah, if we make him the lowest HP, he will need defense, but we'll see at the moment. Let's just pretend we won't. No, let's go with attack. Attack and haste. We need some haste on him. Like, can I get more haste? Maybe just don't really care about attack, just want skill haste. As much skill haste as possible. There we go. 20, and if we can get a little bit of haste here, this has to be accuracy with skill haste. Okay, 32. Ascetius not used this season again. That's so bad. Well, the problem with Ascetius is a melee hero. We want to avoid melee heroes as much as possible against bosses because the bosses eventually do a lot of damage. So if we can mitigate that damage, then we don't need to use Ascetius. And since I'm expecting this fight to be very similar to Urzilla's fight in Season 1, I believe, or was it Season 2? We don't really want Ascetius there. We have enough damage from Durem. Durem is in the back, safe. So, you know, it should be easier. Okay, and in here we want enlightenment stuff as much as possible, and we're also using this gem set. So, you know, this works really well. We have enough enlightenment, we got enough accuracy as well, defense, right? I'll stay with this, with what we have. 247 enlightenment, maybe slightly less than we expect, but it's there, right? And all right, cool. Weird. We're gonna go and now Crisis build. So since we have all the crucial sets on Crisis, I just wonder, does Crisis get buffs? Because there's another set that we might consider using, and I think that's what we will do. Sorry, I'm just double checking something if it's... Yeah, so... Does Crisis gain buffs? It doesn't. Because there's another set that will increase our damage when we gain a buff. So for example, if we use this, we gain a buff. No, the amount of the buffs on the hero will increase the damage. So who's giving us buffs? Okay, I see. Right, so one buff. I mean, if we don't need that, we could go for this set. It's not much, but it's honest. Yeah, so let's do that. And when it comes on to Crisis, we want HP and accuracy, especially if we're gonna use Crisis artifact, and we will. Because remember, we're looking for the end game team, and then we'll scale down to ensure we find teams that can be built by others. So yeah, a lot of HP and a lot of accuracy. That's what you want. With this artifact, you're scaling really hard. Sorry, with this one. Okay, so that's looking good. I believe we have the skeleton of our team. And now how do we place them? So, To find the right placement, we first need to see who's got the lowest HP. I mean, if we can survive the whole battle, we don't really care about the damage done. So that's what we're gonna do. Quickly get them to Inspiration 5, run the battle, and if we can survive, then it's good. We don't need to worry about the deaths, but if we lower the Inspirations and we can't survive, then we need to worry about the placement as well. Because remember, the battle skill will center around the hero with the lowest HP. And looking at the HP, that's currently 53, 51 bigs. Okay, that's actually good to know. We can exclude bigs, but can we really? Will he benefit from this? Let's just try and survive fast. And if we can survive, then we can easily do something like that. I just want to see the fight fast. I didn't put timings. Ugh, that's fine. So how does it look? He attacks the lowest HP, deals AoE and center on them. Okay, so a lot of AoE damage. Yeah, the placement will be important. So how do we place our heroes? As you can see, these minions, they are going after our lowest HP. So I think all we need to do really is block the path. Or did they just go behind us? We definitely want to group them for the maximum damage, so how do we do that? Like, Isitarian is probably not going to move. Like, could we do something like this? What's gonna happen? Yeah, he is not moving. So we need to go to him. If he's not moving, then we need to go to him to group. Or we don't need to move. I mean, if we slow down, who's taking damage from the skills? I think this placement is pretty dope. Because it looks like our backline is not taking damage, so if we could now... Yeah, so they gather around here, which is good. That's what we want. So if we time them now properly... So this is our Witches Remain applier now. Okay. So he will start... And we also need this little fella at 9.5 every 16.5 seconds. I don't think we need to time this one. And I'm not sure about that one as well. I mean, ideally, we want to cast attack penalty around when those two skills hit, because this is not really a damage skill. So let's play it on default for now. Oh, of course I did that. But no, we need to delay it. No, we don't. Because he only summons after that. So we don't need to delay anything. It just means on the first rotation, we will not hit the boss minions. Okay. Save. Let's see. Wait, the stream doesn't work on Twitch. Is that black screen again? No, it's working. Yeah. Okay, good. Hi, Ben Saig, welcome. Oh no, why did that one go behind us? They need to be all close together. Maybe instead of the middle, we should go to the back. Well, let's see how much damage we can do. Oh, why is it on double speed? So what we really want is for all these minions to stay in front of the boss so we can hit multiple minions at the same time. But he's spawning them so slow. We're only really hitting like 3 targets at a time because they die. And we can't have them going back here. You see that? That is going to definitely reduce our damage, but let's see how much damage we can do in total. So finding the right placement will be crucial. I don't know how long that's gonna take. But once we crack it, once we find the correct placement, then it's just, you know, following the pattern, using the right heroes, etc. So the next teams will go smoother. Oh wow, but looks like even Crisis will have problems keeping us alive. So yeah, we can definitely adjust now because it's not looking good. Right. So how do we do that? Do we do it like this? Hmm. Okay, let's see what happens. Right, they're gonna move. Yeah, that's what we expected. They're gonna move to Biggs. I think they only go in behind when they can't really hit Biggs. But yeah, we left the space open now. Third one spawned. Yeah, I think this is the right placement now. We're letting them go nearby, Bigs, however, and I think that's the reason why we don't wear bigs, we don't use witches remain on bigs. He can't really target all of them, as you can see. If that's the case, what's stopping us from using Ascetius? The best replacement for Crisis? Garius? No, Scenario, obviously, but the thing here is it's all about the placement, so I'm worried. If we bring a range hero, how will these minions place? Right? I mean, I'm looking at like the Chinese version of the game screenshot, and they've done like 400 million damage with this team. So my question is, how? Like, I'm with 1 minute 30 left on the clock, and I am nowhere close to 450 million with this team. So there is something I'm missing. But it might be, once again, the weird thing that is happening with the Chinese version of the game. Whenever there are minions included, their damage is always so much higher than ours. So yeah, let's see. Maybe my rotation is not right. Yeah, okay, no, it looks good. 16.5 seconds looks about right. Maybe slightly lower then. Like, yeah, I can definitely see we can speed it up slightly. Yeah, I'm not sure about the right placement perp here. That's why I'm trying different placements. And yeah, we survived the fight. That's the most important thing, okay? We survived the fight. So that means the timings for the supports are good. They don't need to be ideal. Maybe we can go with 16 seconds, yeah. Because the minion, he can only spawn like 2-3 minions, right? So I'm thinking like, maybe we need to delay the timing slightly as well. So with this placement, what happens is he spawns the first minion, that's fine. It stays here. We target the boss, target 3 minions. Okay, Biggs doesn't target them, but yeah, the placement does mean we hit the boss and the minions, as you can see, with our main damage dealers. So it's like, yeah, it's a good placement, but maybe it could be better. Maybe. Well, we got 3 minutes on the clock. Let's try. 16 seconds seems better. Hello, Zokan LeBurn. I think I know what might be. But no, we do have a lot of debuffs when we deal damage. Yeah, it does look like more damage already. But yeah, see this one minion that moved to the bottom? That is an issue. This is already going to slow us down. Now it moved back. So the minion works this way. It targets the enemy with the lowest HP, which in our case is Biggs. Biggs is the lowest HP, so if we hide him in this corner, they should be around him, but maybe moving Crisis and Biggs around will help us mitigate that one extra minion, you know. the moves. Oh, Biggs died. All right. Did not expect this. Also, since we're using 16.5-second rotation, or 16-second rotation, we don't follow boss's skills, right? So yeah, that's disappointing that the guys in the Chinese version of the game, they've done like double my damage. So what happens if I do this? Now Biggs will be under the pressure. Oh, god damn it. I forgot one crucial thing, guys. Where is it? Right, we didn't have the right boost here. I think also I really need to buff his crit rate and crit damage in some way. Oh, but that's a triple crit rate I have here. Alright, cool. That looks good. I lost a lot of accuracy. Hi Billy, welcome. I haven't tested her yet, I mean Guinevere, with Inspiration 5, whatever. I haven't tested the Guinevere team yet. Because obviously I'm testing different bosses. 85% seems decent. I still want to have this these mythics. Because they are the AoE mythics, right? Anything better? Alright, slightly better. I'm not doing like Rook. I'm doing bosses and finding different teams. So I've done Philander boss already. So I know how Philander does. Well, which teams are the best against Philander, basically. I think we need to maybe delay the first rotation. To hit 2 instead of 1. But yeah, this placement does work better, but Biggs is taking a beating. Definitely need to remove Biggs' attack stats and put defense with low HP, right? We want him to be the lowest HP. But he needs to take the beating. And I need to double check my talents as well, guys. Hi, guys. Yeah, you got baited. People are saying Rook is trash, Rook is not worth it because they can't do damage on Temporal Vortex 3. And that's mainly because, first of all, they didn't read the skills and they expected Inspiration 0 Rook with exclusive artifact to be better than Bernate Inspiration 5. And It's not the old version of the game. In the old version of the game, that might have happened, but not in the new one, all right? Zwerguy, I did the team that did 800 million in the Chinese version of the game. I've done 300 million with it. No idea how they've done it. Similar here, they've done 500 million, well, yeah, 450 million with something similar. I can't get to 300. It's like whenever there are minions involved, the teams don't really work in the global version of the game. It's like our game is either fixed or something. Like, for example, in this fight, you see, we're fighting against these minions. We're doing a lot of damage. Is it the defense up? I think we need to time Jorn. I think that might be one of the reasons. Let's try that. The thing with Rook and Beldel is Beldel is so much easier to build. People are forgetting Beldel is so much easier to build because you get like 400. You get like 400. Actually, you know what we're gonna do? Sorry, 400. You got like 50% crit rate for free. Well, by just playing, by just playing Ice Blast team, right? That's as simple as that, guys. We can't have any HP anywhere. Like, for example, this. Yeah, he has to be the lowest HP in the team. Okay, and I think we need to, not sure if that will work, but if we go 16 seconds here and he does his skills before we actually do damage with ours, like at 11, if he removes any kind of debuff or any kind of defense penalty, we will do more. And I think we're gonna skip the first rotation because of that. Because right now we're only hitting 2 targets. But if we cast our ultimates now, we're gonna hit 3 targets. I did use multiple teams, Zwerguy. You're gonna see the video released eventually. As you can see, I've done few different teams against Philander. I'm not just doing one approach, I'm doing others to show. No, but there's no point of us doing it every other rotation because we're doing 18-second rotation here. Sorry, we're doing 16-second rotation. So we will be mistimed. Yes, exactly, Michelle. People don't understand, like, oh, I'm running Rook. I have good Carnage gloves on him with crit rate. Why am I not doing good damage? Because Rook doesn't need Carnage gloves. That's the first thing. So I recorded a video. I'm gonna release it tomorrow. And that video shows you how important crit rate is for Rook. So even if you're missing 10% crit rate, your damage is going to drop significantly. That's why you need Tempering, you need all the best equipment, really, to do damage. So yeah, okay, we do this, we should dispel the debuffs, and then we hit with the ultimates. I think that's the strategy here, guys. We need to ensure the pets don't have debuffs. Sorry, don't have this defense up. Bang, and then we do damage with this little guy here. Now also, okay, he's getting this attack up, which is great. That's what we want, exactly. But now we died. So if we die, then we need to time this guy as well. So most of the damage is coming from this, I believe. So we need to time him at 23.5. Let's see if being at 23.5 is enough. Exactly, Michelle, exactly. People don't get it that having 70% Rook and 100% crit rate Rook is huge. And I'm gonna tell you a spoiler before tomorrow's video. I dropped almost 800 million damage by removing Tempering and removing the elemental equipment improvement. 800 million by just that. But don't get me wrong, guys, Rook is still very powerful hero. It's just he is a high investment hero. Something's not right. Why is my crisis so out of sync? Does Jern steal energy? Hello, the Unloved, welcome. Yeah, and that pet moved now. So annoying. I think I know why. Right. We're gonna move. No, we can't. Yeah, we can. But still, the damage is so low. Still missing something, you know? $263, that's rubbish. This team is better used elsewhere if that's the damage we do. So what if we move it like this and then use pet in this slot? And do we really need to be close? Can we avoid this like that? Where is he going to spawn them? Okay, yeah, see what the problem is. If we do that, Biggs does not get extra ultimate, so we need to do something like this. Let's go. Yes, Supernatural, this is exactly what my Rook had. It's really min-maxing. He's like a hyper carry in the game, so you really need high investment. And he will shine. Yeah, okay, so this is the placement, guys. But we can shoot faster than 16 seconds. So let's do that. And Crisis does. Maybe because I'm using wrong talents on Jorn, because he is removing the ultimate at the moment. No, that's the right talents. Oh, thank you for following, Silas. Welcome. Welcome to the Twitch streaming. Right, so... No, I mean, I'm using probably the most common talents. See, every season, when the heroes resets, I always have problem with building the right talents, because I forget which are the best talents for each hero. Like in here, for example, is this better? Oh yes, definitely. Right, because I've been using this team on Philandor, right? I've been using this team on Philandor. Philandor doesn't die, so this wasn't needed, okay? Now I can freely take this skill, because it will definitely be good. Now, not sure which one here, I believe this one. Yeah, so my talents need to change slightly. And this is why we want attack on him. Now that makes sense. So we're not building him with crit rate. We're building him with attack. Yes, I totally forgot that now I'm playing against boss where the enemies dies. So when they die, we definitely want to change the talents for extra damage on explosion, damage that boosts our other heroes' damage on the dev, etc. So yeah, slight talent changes will be required here. But I don't think this talent changes will net me another 100 million damage. Come on, that would be crazy. P-Styles. You make my version because it makes you sound evil. So let's see, slight talent change. I mean, really, if we could make these pets stay in a line, like here, 1, 2, 3, next to Isitarian. When they die, they explode and we deal more damage, but as you can see, it's not that easy. But you remember what I said? We can go faster than 16 seconds, so we can adjust this timing, but we're getting there, guys. Oh yeah, there's been a 4 speed for a while now in this game. Oh, sorry, Michelle, I'm catching up to your message. Yes, the corrosion is demanding too much high stats, and as you said, it's not only for Rook, it's for Whisk and Sacredia, because when Whisk and Sacredia do more damage, that means we generate more corrosion, which means we do more damage through true damage, which means Rook damage is skyrocketing. You're new to the game? Welcome. You're gonna enjoy this game. Just don't spend too much, or if you want to, it's up to you, really. But yeah, the game is quite good. The strategic point is also good. And if you just started and have not done so yet, you can link your account with my content creator account. And on the 10th of December or slightly after, you will receive some rewards. Send straight to your in-game mail. So let me grab the link quickly, and you can do it on the website, or you can do it from the in-game menu as well. So yeah, here it is. I send the message. Let's just pin that as well. That's done on YouTube. Let's go to Twitch. So well, this is the highest we've done so far. 279, but that's nothing compared to the 400 million they've done in the Chinese version of the game. So I am missing something crucial. Hold on, let me post this in it here as well. Yeah, so there will be few rewards for basically using my code Gorax1 on this website or through the in-game menu, and then they will be sent later on. So what's that? Isitarian. So that's really low damage, and I'll be honest with you guys, I've done more with Burn on Philander than I've done with the Salmon team, the Chinese in the Chinese version of the game they've done. So 279 million here is low. I believe we're gonna do more damage with other teams. So let's do it, guys. Let's bring the rat. Okay, let's bring the rat. Now, who here has the lowest HP? The lowest HP will be the target. Oh, that's Rook. I mean, if we survive, we don't care, right? That's the thing. If we survive, we don't care about what's happening. So we can do basically the exact same placement we had. Rook will be targeted. This shield will cover that. Only those around Rook will be targeted as well. And we use AoE pet. We don't care about the timings. Let's go. Yeah, Isitarian skills. Right. So the passive, he summons this fella at the start of the battle. Then he deals damage to the enemy with the lowest HP and AoE centered around them. And for each summoned unit, he will deal one more damage with the Remnant. Same for this battle skill, and the ultimate summons another Dragon Remnant, grants 25% attack up and defense up. Yeah, for 10 seconds. So in this team, if we could make, but I don't know if that will work, Whisk the lowest HP, all the damage will be centered around Whisk, which will help us pull them in closer. But yeah, look at that. So I've done 279 million damage with the Burn team that is supposed to do well here. And I am soon gonna out-damage that team with my Rook. Yeah, Perp. I mean, you can use Ogog, right? I'm just using Reta. Reta boosts the damage. Ogog boosts the survivability. Reta extends the debuffs. So instead of you having, what's it called? Which is remain debuff, which is defense penalty for 10 seconds. You're gonna have it for 15 seconds, right? That's huge. And there's another thing I've just noticed. Quite interesting. On the temporal vortex, guys, on the temporal vortex, when Rook casts his ultimate, his hits are capped. Oh, I know why. Haha, silly me. So temporal vortex is a single target fight. This is multi-target fight. So you can see his hits go up to 66 extra hits. On temporal vortex, the maximum is 222. So yeah, look at that. With Rook, I outdamaged the burn team. The burn team is supposed to be the best team against this boss, but I can't make it work. Why can't I make it work? So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna clone this here and call it Isitarian 290. I don't remember, 3, let's say, right? So I'm out-damaging this team using this team. Simple. Easy. But I think there might be a better team. And the reason why I wanted to use that team is because I can build I think way better team than that by just cloning this and editing lineup and using the poison team here. I mean, yeah, if I could use 4, if I could survive with either just Rata or Felocia, that would be cool. But let's try with 3 heroes first and see how it is. And yeah, we'll go probably with those, because you kind of need Durango really to shine with poison team, because he applies so much poison. We can try with that. And we'll do exactly the same thing we've done, right? We will hope Lothier will be the lowest HP or something, yeah. So what we gonna do is we're gonna use this. Oh no, come on, that's Lothier. Okay, which one? Okay, ideally you don't want that on Lothier. You would prefer to use it on another poison hero to apply it, but since we didn't have much choice, because that was the only good enlightenment chest, so we're gonna do... And there's, again, a lot of good viable options now. So we have this increased AoE damage dealt. That sounds so good. Yeah, Michelle, so with the burn team, I'm using Jorn to dispel that. So before my damage dealers go, excuse me, Jorn dispels all these buffs. So that debuff is mitigated. For Rook, we didn't have anyone and we still did more damage. Because remember, and that's another thing, remember, true damage ignores defense. So if they got the defense up buff, obviously Whisk and Sacredia suffer, but Rook does not. So yeah, should we go for maximum attack or go for... That's the thing now. He does AoE, so something like that might be better than just going for attack. On the other hand, having this extra attack, you know, is cool. But now, is this better than that? We're not gonna build anyone with high attack here, so I believe this will be better. Just maybe with a little bit more enlightenment. And also with the burn team, I can make it rotate faster. So the rotation there can be slightly faster. Okay, so looks like Lothier will be the lowest HP. might. We'll see. Okay, I need 5 minutes break, guys. So let's everyone grab something to drink, to eat, and I'll see you in 5 minutes. All right, back. Sorry about that. What did I miss? Yes, having Grishnar banner in Season 4 will be really good. Those who want to play or are going to play Guinevere will want to pull there. Grishnar is going to be huge for Guinevere's teams going forwards. Now, what do we do with this guy? Do we build him with Witch's Remains? Or do we rather with Enlightenment? I think Witch's Remains. Actually, we need to build him with this artifact. Yep. And is he getting some buffs? No, but he will get buffs from those two, so he can wear... Maybe they are wearing that. Yeah, okay, so we got that here. That here. You know what we're gonna do is we're gonna put Enlightenment set on him, because that set is really good. And as a set, you preferably want only one piece of equipment that boosts, that gives that Enlightenment mark, because this will increase the damage of your whole team. And since we have it on low fear, because we don't have anything better, we might as well just leave it be. Billy, it's not known yet because it seems like I'm the only one testing. People will probably follow the Chinese version of the game meta, but I did test some of these teams. And I'm not hitting that damage. So, you know, there might have been some changes. Talents changed, other things that are not gonna work in our version of the game, or maybe they changed how the minions behave, because we did previously have this issue as well, where in the Chinese version of the game, the minions, the tiny minions, they were not affected by the damage reduction after 200 million, which we know is not the case on the global. So that's one thing that, you know, might affect my damage, or maybe I'm just not doing something right, and that might be true as well. Because I don't watch their videos. I'm trying to figure out everything by myself, basically. Okay, 350 Enlightenment. That sounds about right. Yeah, so this will give us huge boost to the hero with the highest attack, which should be low fear. Also, this removed the artifact from Reta. Okay. So if that removed the artifact from Reta, we'll put it back on Reta. Because I forgot I had it on Reta. So, yeah, we will use that. And then we'll use Witch's Remains here. Which basically means we're doing the same thing. But this allows us to build him with damage. And that's good. Do we have Puppy tier set though? That's the issue. We don't have Puppy tier set. Oh, we do. Woohoo! Sorted. But we don't have the other set that increases damage when applying debuffs. But do we really need it? I think double mythics will be better. So if we go Enlightenment here, Okay, so how come I got this? Oh, because this is a triple attack one. That's why, because if we look at this enlightenment and with attack, I don't really have much choice. Yeah, I could try. Like maybe something like this. And then attack here with this set. Okay, and then enlightenment here. So that's basically what you want to do when you build poison or any derivative damage team. You want to have only one of this. And then we'll be looking for attack and enlightenment. This, perfect. Attack, enlightenment, whatever sets we have, we'll use. So that's going to be this one, and then we're gonna use, oh, that's terrible. Do we have something better? This. Okay, but I am so behind on accuracy. Oh, wow. Didn't even realize that. Do we need accuracy with Inspiration 5? But that's only for ultimate skill. We need accuracy for the battle skill. That's important. Oh, come on. Was there a triple accuracy that I just missed? No, that was attack. Okay, cool. So we need more accuracy. Okay. There we go. 13. All right, cool. No, but that's easy just to meet this requirement. I think I got a few flasks. Yeah, okay, so give me enlightenment and accuracy then. Oh. This is why I usually keep these flasks, because I only use them on like the accuracy stuff, because it's so hard to get proper accuracy, as you can see. There we go. That should be enough accuracy. So now we got the team. Oh, we need skills and talents, probably. No, skills are good. Let's inspire them. Right, remember the damage that I've done with the burn team, that was Inspiration 5 burn team, and we've done barely over 250 million, which is surprisingly low. So yeah, definitely need to figure out what went wrong there and sort it. But let's try other teams, and maybe, you know, we'll figure out what we've done wrong with the other team. What were we missing? Okay, so talents, Twitch. As I said, I always forget the right talents, and just making sure I'm actually talking, because no one's writing anything on the chat. You guys are so quiet. All right, so which option? Yeah, this one grants us attack, extra damage. Yes, we want extra enlightenment. Extended poison. You're running dungeon test. That's all right, David. No problem. Yeah, let's go with that. Then Lothier, almost, well, exactly the same, I would say. We want extra enlightenment, creation of poison, and this. And then we got slate. That's actually solid. And this. Wait, what? Okay, but if we want to use this extra poison, we need accuracy. If you go for this talent, you don't really need any accuracy on this guy, which is crazy. That's crazy good talent, by the way. Do we have this team saved? Yeah. Okay. So timings, the favorite part. So we go with 18 second, 18 second, 18 second, and pet at 18 second as well. We start the rotation with the pet. Then our witches remain applier, which would be this dude, 24, which means we're gonna do it at 10.3. Rata will extend it with this timing. Oh no, she will not. We need to do it at 12.4-ish. Yeah. She will extend that debuff. She will extend, we need to actually even move it further, 12.7. And we're fighting against Isitarian, so he's not doing damage around this time. He's doing damage around that time. So we will shield damage plus defense damage reduction, then we'll also get defense up if we need to. Recharge speed penalty, that is going to be troublesome. I think we might need to go for like 20-second rotation on the support, so we'll need to adjust that. How many hits is it? 3 hits, so we're looking at like 20.9 and then at 14. Okay, so let's try this. I believe this team in theory should do more damage than any other team against this boss, but we'll find out. 70,000, 48, 71, 64, 87. So the damage will be at Twitch. So how do we do that? We'll do it like this. Okay, so what's happening now? Twitch will be the target of the minions. And Mass Blade, I tried putting all of my heroes to the back and Isitarian doesn't move. He doesn't move at all. I tried that already. So yeah, I can even show you if I move everyone down here. The dude doesn't move. He did move slightly though. He did move one tile up. I didn't notice that previously. But the thing is, he doesn't move too close. If we stay this way, oh, that's what you mean. Hold on, let's try it. Let me just do this fight first. So I remember the placement. Let's try your idea. Let me just start this. This will remember the placement. And if you mean this one, right? Like this. Is that what you mean? How's that gonna... it's going to be exactly the same. He's just gonna move later. Unless you also meant moving someone else. Because this way we put additional pressure on Biggs. He's getting hit by all the auto attacks. But yeah, another thing. That's what you mean. You mean like this? He still ends up in the same place. I have an idea. It's always the same. Yes, I know that. I've tried like multiple ways. So when we place them like this, all of them are getting hit, as you can see. It's just I'm not doing that kind of the damage that they've done in the Chinese version of the game. As you can see, only Biggs is sometimes missing damage. And yes, sometimes they also move here, which is annoying. But this can be mitigated as well. So if they move there, this is why we had Crisis here. And even if they move there, we can move like this to block it, right? But this means Durham now is taking damage. Oh, no, we can't really. We need to... We'll need to do something like that. You know, I'm trying this low, like fast rotation, but maybe the fast rotation is not the answer. Maybe we only use Jorn here to remove the debuffs, but we still do 18-second rotation to make sure we hit when there's the maximum number of these minions. And dang, don't I love it when they move like that. Yeah, let's try that. There should not be a single one moving down. They all should group in the top. Maybe that's the answer. Maybe timing them on 18-second rotation rather than 16 is better. And why did he move behind us? Oh, because Crisis moved in the front. Yeah, Crisis moved to the front. So that one moves behind, and that is going to screw our damage. So I'm gonna copy this team. I know we were supposed to try the poison team. We will. We will try that team as well. But instead of that, we're just gonna go with 18-second, okay? And then, I mean, 18-second won't work because we're gonna steal ultimate energy. So it has to be longer than that. This is why I don't like it. And if we do it after 18-second, so if we do it at like 19, 18 and a half, right? 18. Sorry, he is at 19. He will be at like 19 and a half. He will be at 20 and a half. Right, that also means the pet has to go later. The pet will go before this 2 seconds, 17.4. Right, so the plan here is we're delaying our rotation to hit the ultimates where there are 2 minions. So we should be doing more damage. Now we got 3 minions. But no, this one is moving back. So this placement doesn't work because this 1 minion is trying to move back. So the original placement will be slightly better because the minion doesn't move. Because Crisis doesn't move. I hope. Ideally, I think we would love Crisis to move maybe forward. I know now. I think I get it. Well, at least tiny bit. Yeah, and we definitely need to increase the rotation duration. Which is sad, because that means we don't need Puppeteer set. Why would we need a Puppeteer set? If we're going for 20-second rotation, if you know what I mean. Like, if we do that, that makes no sense. But if we delay the first rotation, we eventually ended up with 3 minions. Okay, and 20-second rotation is a little bit too much. I think maybe like 19 and a half. Okay, in this formation, they do not go to the back. But we need to do it faster than 20 seconds. And if we do that, we can remove Puppeteer set. Now one of them moved. Right. $270. Was it an improvement in any way? Let's have a look. No, it was even worse. 9 million less. So yeah, definitely missing something. Let's just delete it. Okay, let's try this team. Let's try this idea now. Yeah, that's a valid. But who could we bring if we want to be at 18-second rotation? We bring Jorn because we want to dispel the debuffs. So we should be looking at someone who can do something very similar. Or buff prohibition. So she would be good. However, the issue with Garika is, again, she will be stealing the ultimate energy. Again. Is the man Victor up to the job? But he can do recharge speed penalty. It's not easy. Lico. Right. Right, but the problem is, if we use buff prohibition, he doesn't buff. He first spawns the minion, and the minion spawns with the buffs. Let's have a look. Because you know what I mean, if we use buff prohibition, it will only work on the minions that are already spawned, not on the minions that will spawn. But wait. If the hero has any buffs, but just one buff, because what I mean is, this one we can prohibit. We can put a buff prohibition on that one. But I need to slow it down the next time he casts ultimate. He buffs slightly after. So we'll need to do like a perfect timing for it. As soon as they spawn, give them buff prohibition for it to work. And similar here, yes, that will be the issue. We don't have anyone dispelling these buffs on them. But who knows, maybe even without dispelling the buffs, we'll do more damage. As remember, now every stack of the debuff gives us extra damage. So with poison, it's very easy to do. So if I can remove Rata, for example, and bring in someone who can dispel, I'll do more damage here. Yeah, I mean, I don't think anything changed for the poison team. I still wonder why I'm doing such a low damage. Like 298, okay, that's fine. But that's, you know, that's full Inspiration 5 team doing this damage. I didn't even remove Inspirations yet because I feel like we still didn't crack this boss. It's the highest damage we've done so far. Now the question is, could Reita keep us alive all by herself? Because we don't really have much choice from this school when it comes to Dispel buff. I mean, we have buff prohibition with Voresh, but that once again means timing will be hard to do. So I would prefer to just maybe try just the poison team with Durango. Oh, because I have this filter on. Instead of her, for example. So let's try this, and we're gonna use this set because we don't use emissary here. Mm. I mean, I don't need accuracy, really. I got enough. Come on. Okay, that's a beginning. Could use a double or triple accuracy. Sorry, crit rate. 96. Okay. Where can I get the rest? Yeah, I can get the rest here. All right, so if we do that, what do we build here? I mean, why not? Let's try this. I tried... I compared this with the fan, and fan was better by, I mean, 530 enlightenment plus extra enlightenment, or maybe just this. Because we do apply poison. So we can compare that as well. The Poison Nova will obviously help us with the AoE damage, so it might be better. Let's start with this artifact then. No, don't leave. Save. And use this team. Do we have talents on Durango? Nope. Yep, I think in this season, or even in previous season, people dropped Corrin eventually because those 4 heroes did really well when it comes to poison. And I mean, we don't need to tank with Rata anymore. We can do something like that. Let's just confirm that the Twitch is still the lowest HP. Yeah, he is, right? So the damage of the enemies will be centered around here. So we can even avoid the damage completely like this. Or even like maybe this, let's see. Skill timings as well need to change because we will have this guy. And since we're going with... No, we have recharge speed penalty on Rata. Ugh. Right, so he is going first. Yeah, we can go this way. And 12.7, that's enough. We can even do... No, let's skip it. Let's see if we can survive this way. Which boss, Real Biscuit? And welcome. Okay, the good thing is... Poison has good range. Bad thing is that the placement is all over the place. And I also think we need to move... But do we? We do apply recharge speed penalty, so the rotation is different. We could take that into consideration and do 20 second... Well, 20... Something like 19-second rotation, but doesn't make sense, really. The only thing that I really would like to time is Rata, always to extend the debuffs, who are already extended. So look at this. The boss extends the debuffs and buffs And we extend them with Reta even more. So our debuffs are constantly on, which is so cool. Hi Krzysztof, welcome. Yes, I did try Corrosion against 2 bosses already, and so far Corrosion is the best against those 2 bosses. But it looks like this Poison team will outdamage the Corrosion team. So that's good news. Bad news is, remember guys, this is Inspiration 5 team. So if I drop inspirations on this team is going to start dying. But that's the idea. So today I'm testing Inspiration 5 to just see which kind of a team can do the most damage. And when I create a video, I'm gonna drop the inspirations to show you the difference. Because let's be honest, I play on the veteran server and I compete with people who have full Inspiration 5, even exclusive heroes. Well, Real Biscuit, I've done it the other day. Don't worry, you will see the video of all of these teams. Okay, I'll make the video summary of all of them. So yeah, Reta can keep the team alive at these inspirations. If you want to see the lower inspirations, don't worry, I will include that in the video. Remember, I only have like 5 days to cover all of the bosses, otherwise this is gone. This event is finishing this week, so I'm really under the pressure. This is why you can see me streaming. But this might not be the best placement. But I mean, it worked. We survived the whole battle. So I'm happy with it. Right, we take a lot of damage, but we did the most damage as well. So Isitarian 316. So far, this is the best team against this boss. Now, this team in the Chinese version of the game is doing over 450 million. I don't know how. Enma, you still waiting for that Rook? So yeah, I did explain to people why Rook is trash. You missed it. You didn't listen. You've been multitasking again. So let me do that. I recorded a video already for it. I'll release the video tomorrow why people think Rook is trash and why they are wrong. But I'm just gonna give you a quick glimpse of why people are wrong saying Rook is trash. Right. Let's load this team. This team is doing 4 billion damage. Just to show you proof that this team is doing 4 billion damage. 4,375 on the fire week, dealing more damage than my Flora. But why is this not working for you guys? Why are you not hitting that? Well, because you're fighting in Vortex 3 and your equipment is rubbish. See what happens here. I'm Inspiration 5, right? See what happens when I remove my temperings, when I remove my crit rate, basically. I'm gonna keep the same sets, right? I'm just gonna reduce stats slightly. I'll even try to look for the similar. Look, I lost 10% crit rate. I'm at 98 now, right? 98. Sorry, 98? No, wrong. 92. I'm missing 8% crit rate. Just 8% crit rate, right? Yes, you can put Ogog instead of Reta, but you will lose damage. You will gain survivability, you will lose damage, okay? So that's the only downside of Ogog. Look at that. That's already 300 million damage by losing 10% crit rate. In this team, in Rook team, no. There is no other way, right? So I lost 10 million damage. Now let me remove this. Right, where is this set? Still gonna use this set. I'm just gonna lose another 12% Rook. 12% crit rate, right? So now my crit rate is at 79. I'm still using the same sets. These are the best sets. Look at this. I lost 1.1 billion damage. I have Inspiration 5 team. My supports are so powerful, but I just couldn't get proper equipment here and I lost. I'm still at 79% crit rate. I'm still at 79% crit rate. And I lost 1 billion damage because I dropped 20% crit rate. That's why Rook is trash for most of the players, because they don't even have 100% crit rate. On top of that, I'm gonna load this equipment back. Right? My Rook is maxed out. My Rook is cool. Right? You are lucky. You managed to get good equipment. You even moved some equipment here, but with worse stats, let's say you only managed to get like one good stat here, right? Terrible stats. Now I dropped some here. And let's say, what do I wear? Crit damage here. And crit damage here. So I lost quite a bit of crit rate on Whisk. I have the same amount of damage I had with the 4.3 billion damage on the crit on my Rook. And I'm gonna do something similar for Sacredia. So let's say I have bad rolls on my helmet, and I even changed the set slightly, right? So I changed the set, and I lost stats here, okay? Because obviously you're early in the game, you're losing the stats, you don't have Tempering unlocked yet. Let's play this fight. So my Rook is at 100%. He is the strongest he can be, but my supports lost damage. Let's see how this affects Rook. Bang, look at this. 2.9 billion damage. That's 1.4 billion damage lost. Right? This is huge loss. So this is why Rook sucks for you guys, because you don't have the right stats. And if you want to see Inspiration 0, if I'm losing that much damage on Inspiration 5, that means my Inspiration 0 sucks. This is why this team needs high inspirations, because if I remove inspirations from my supports with the best equipment I had, right? Where I just removed that from those two guys. Look at the damage difference. I still have Inspiration 5 Rook. And only new players will have Inspiration 0 heroes. The veterans, they all will have Inspiration 4 and 5. Bang, look at this. 2.6 billion, down from 4.3. And my Rook is Inspiration 5. And people don't understand that. It's not only about the Rook, it's about those two heroes as well. Remember, I didn't change their equipment. Their equipment is at the high end. Their equipment is the best I could put on them. Exactly, Krzysztof. And that's why this team is for those who can do that. Rook has the biggest min-max potential. Yeah, the new players have no chance of doing that. Remember, the veteran players, we were playing Season 4 3 times. The veteran players are like 2 years ahead. So they can build these teams. And this is why my guides are towards the veteran players as well. Because I play with the veteran players. I play against veteran players. And I know what we have access to. And if I remove Rook's inspiration, this team is going to suck. I'm even gonna keep the Inspiration 5 on supports, just to show you that this is going to be another huge damage fall. So, Rook is good if you have the right investment. If you don't have good equipment, Rook will be trash for you, like any other hero, except Beldel. Because Beldel is so easy to build. So as you can see, 1.4 billion damage. My damage dropped by 30%, well, by 60%, from 4.3 billion to 1.4 billion. And since I have one more try left, right? I have one more try left. Let's have a look at the Beldel team. I didn't build this team with Rata. That was ages ago, so this team will do less damage, right? Inspiration 5, let's remove it. And let's compare Inspiration 0 versus Inspiration 0. What people don't realize is with playing this Ice Blast team, you're gaining 50% crit rate for free. So all you need is really 10 plus 40 crit rate to have 100% crit rate on both of these heroes, while Beldel with exclusive artifact gains tremendous amount of that, and she can dish out a lot of damage, right? So last simulation, and let's compare Inspiration 0 damage dealers between the Beldel and the Rook team. This is the Fire weekend, so I'm not gonna show you Flora, but the damage of the Fire team is increased. Bang, look at this. Very similar. Very similar for the base team. If, oh, obviously they died as well, because, yeah, they might die. And that's probably why their damage is lower, so I would probably expect slightly higher damage here, but I don't have any more this. But it is harder for Beldel to survive. And yeah, I mean, Inspiration 0 Rook is not where you should be aiming. Rook should be your long-term plan, because I'm gonna show you something. Let me quickly find content creator chat. Hold on. So yeah, people are saying Rook is trash, right? Are you guys ready? So this season, we don't have access to pretty OP support, which will be available in the next season. Let me quickly find where that is on my computer now. There it is. So next season, in the Chinese version of the game, if you invest in Rook, because Rook is high investment, high reward hero, this is what's gonna happen. So next season, Jorn will be paired with Rook. And if you read mechanics, if you read how corrosion works, you know this is going to be pretty OP, because now your rotation is at around 16 seconds, while all of your debuffs are at 15-second duration. So there's only 1 second delay where you're not doing increased damage. And increased damage for Whisk and Sacredia equals to increased damage for Rook. So if you think Rook is not worth it, that's because you're thinking about Inspiration 0 Rook. What you should do is grab as many Rook copies as you can before this happens. And when you pull in a Rook banner, remember you have a chance to get Whisk and Sacredia. The only thing that is very hard to get is Rata. Rata is really hard to get. Okay, there is no guaranteed banner for Rata. There will be guaranteed banner for Grishnar, and I'm just gonna play this in the background while we talk about this subject, because this is what's driving people nuts today. If we look at this team here, right, Grishnar banner will be available, and Grishnar is mandatory for this team. So if you think that a Rook team is the only team that really pushes to get high inspirations, you're wrong. Because if I play this team, this is the strongest Season 3 team by far. Doesn't matter what week, this team will outdamage Rook, Flora, and Beldel. Rook will have advantage over this team in the Poison week, but a week where there's no advantage, this team is the strongest. But once again, I'm going to show you the difference between Inspiration 0 and High Inspiration. I've done it multiple times, you could see the video me covering this, but the mandatory thing here is having Grishnar. This season, there is no protection for the melee heroes who are obviously extended in the red phase because they are taking all the damage. There is no damage mitigation because Tauren sucks. The Necroses supports are terrible, so we have to use Grishnar. Next season, you might have something better than Grishnar, maybe, but I've seen people still use Grishnar because his shields, and if you get high inspirations on Grishnar, and I think I got Inspiration 3 on the account. Inspiration 5 is just so OP. But Inspiration 1 on Grishnar is quite mandatory for this team to work. Without it, you will not hit this damage. If you don't have Grishnar and you bring Nathaniel, your team will not survive. That's the problem with the meta teams. If people are trying to follow the meta and get Guinevere, Nastienka, building these heroes, getting high inspirations on them, this will not matter because you will be missing Grishnar. If you don't have Grishnar, this team doesn't work, so you might forget about this team. And this is why building team with heroes like Rook is so much easier, because with Rook team, you really need only Rook, Whisk, Sacredia, plus supports that you can easily get, like Philosia from 300 dice, or Ogok in the same banner practically every time. You don't need Rata. Rata will boost your damage, but you have alternative. If you don't have Grishnar here, you're pretty much dead. Look at this. Nastienka just got destroyed. And that's because Grishnar is not protecting them the way he should. His Inspiration 1 changes how his skill works. Now he will grant his max HP rather than the target max HP, and in Inspiration 5 will extend that to the ally with the lowest HP, which is pretty dope and pretty OP. And same with Rook and Guinevere. People got baited and thought this is what's changing Guinevere, this is what doubles her damage. That's fake. That's not true. This is what doubles her damage. This skill, the chance increases to 100% from 50%. This doubles the damage, this removes RNG, and this works with any basic attacks that your allies do. So this is why we're using Farival in this team rather than Ivelios, for example, who do more damage. So this team, we're gonna compare this with the Rook team. So 4.3 billion damage done by Rook this week. I haven't done this team yet, so let's have a look. Hello, hello. I'm not muted. Don't scare me. Oh. Who's Shiva? Grishnar is not good. You're not gonna use Grishnar until season 3. Maybe in PvP. That's the beauty. That's why I always said, oh, Grishnar is that one, that exclusive hero that I don't really care about because no one uses Grishnar, right? And then comes season 3 and the meta totally changes, especially with Guinevere now. Having her exclusive artifact. In the Chinese version of the game, Guinevere didn't have her artifact. So in season 3, the Chinese didn't use that team much because Guinevere was weaker. You're gonna see this team when the whales get Guinevere to Inspiration 5. You will not see this team until the whales get her to Inspiration 5 because they have already Inspiration 5 Rook. Remember, veterans have Inspiration 5 Rook or they are just getting him from these banners. New players won't have Inspiration 5 Rook, won't have Inspiration 5 Guinevere, so they're starting fresh and they need to make choice which one to go for. And long term, Rook is the better choice. He is broken. Every time a new thing comes out that boosts crit rate, crit damage, or attack, Rook team's damage is going through the roof. A small increase at 10%, 20% crit damage increase for all of the corrosion heroes with 100% crit rate, that damage is going through the roof. No. Rook team is not better than Guinevere Inspiration 5 team. But Guinevere Inspiration 5 team is harder to build because you have 3 exclusive heroes. You have Guinevere, Nastienka, and Grishnar, while Rook team, the perfect team, uses only 2, Rook and Rhaeta. But this season, I'm expecting this team to be top tier because if you look at the DPS they are doing right now, we're looking at 8.2 million DPS between Nastienka and Guinevere, while Rook can do 10 million DPS. He only achieves that in the last 30 seconds to 1 minute. Right, so this is the issue with the free-to-play players. The resources are very limited. And Lelvanis is an amazing hero. Lelvanis will get you good scores in the Planar expedition. She carried Season 1 and Season 2. Literally, she was the best hero to invest. But going forward, I think the long-term goal right now would be getting Inspiration 5 Rook, even as a free-to-play player. Imagine if you can have Inspiration 5 Rook. This is huge. And to get Inspiration 5 Rook, long-term goal, you need 7 copies of him, right? So you're looking at 2,100 dice from Season 3 onwards to get him. So it's a lot. Alright guys, we got 49 seconds on the clock and we are almost at the damage that Rook did. So if we survive, we're looking at very similar damage. So once again, if you think Rook sucks, that's only because you have to use a low inspiration Rook, right? But Rook potential is when you have high inspiration Rook. Look at that, out damage Guinevere's team. But I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think this team is that well optimized. Definitely, because I have over crit rate, because I didn't use this team in ages, and I've been using this team in other content as well. So yeah, definitely I can improve this team quite significantly and probably outdamage that Rook team, as it's not optimal, as you can see, no tempering, etc. Rook team is pretty well optimized, just unlucky with equipment. So as you can see, almost everyone that counts, that matters, has some tempering. Because supports don't really need that stats, obviously, if you're using Enlightenment set, but I don't. I tried both sets. I tried Enlightenment set, and this set is just so much better. Don't know why. Usually Enlightenment set is good, but yeah, very good. What I like about this season is Rook got nerfed, Rook got balanced, I would say, and the damage between the teams is closer to each other. So if you have a fire week, your Flora team will really do solid damage, but your Rook and Guinevere team are doing solid damage even without these buffs. So if we go to the next week, bosses take 35% more damage from melee units. Guess which team is going to do a lot of damage? Probably the one with 2 melee exclusive heroes, which will be Guinevere. So this week, Guinevere will win. This week, Guinevere will win. This week, Rook will win. This one, I don't think Baldel stands a chance, really. Between those two teams, Baldel is the early game meta team, but will lose eventually. This is the team. This is the week, sorry, phase 13. This is one where I'll try and create a tier list. If I don't forget, when we get to phase 13, I will try to do a tier list, as this is the most balanced week. So I will be able to test through all the week the different formations, well, the 4 teams that really matter, and see who really is the best. I think Inspiration 1 Rook versus Inspiration 0 Beldel, we just saw that fight, and it was very similar. So Inspiration 1 Rook doesn't really change much if you look at the Rook skills. 5 days, not week. Yeah. So if you look at Inspiration of Rook, that's not Rook. This doesn't change much. Look at that. It's pretty much PvP one. And Baldel is easier to build. That's what I'm saying, right? Baldel is so much easier to build. Anyway, should we get back here? So yeah, I still have no idea how they've done it with the burn team here, guys. No clue whatsoever. Maybe they did it because they really tuned in the equipment. Right? So far I've done the lowest damage. I know some of them they used Garius here, but we don't need to use Garius if we have this fella here, right? So as I said, I can try and reduce the timings below 16 seconds here. I mean, we don't even need to do that. I can go with like this or whatever with him. So maybe 15 and a half. And same with the Salmon team. I can show you what I mean. The team in Chinese version of the game did like 800 million. I just couldn't recreate it. Yeah, definitely something is missing. How could they do double that damage? Where the pets once again? Oh, okay. Interesting. Right. Let's try something else. I just noticed something. What are we gonna do? How is that gonna work though? Right. The damage we do is coming from this little guy. Maybe big guy. So what we're gonna do is do that. I didn't look if the timing is right, but I've noticed in a few instances they still have defense penalty when Durham hits. So we want to ensure that this is not happening. I mean, this happened before that they changed the bosses or they changed few talents compared to what they were in the Chinese version of the game, guys. So this is nothing new, okay? It's just that there might be a way to do it and I'm missing something, but I don't know what I'm missing because it's one thing to be close, like, 30, 40 million away, but not like 150 million. That means I'm doing something wrong. And either they don't kill these pets because they do disappear and somehow they keep 3 pets at all times. Because, if I lose a pet, I'm losing damage. And you see that in few occasions we can get 3 pets, right? So now I used the ultimate and there was only 1 pet. That's because I am on 15-second rotation. So maybe the 18-second rotation would be the best, but that means we need to get rid of Jern, like totally. Because it's Durham who's getting this attack up from the set, so everything is the way it should be. We're just really missing a lot of damage. So they've done 368 million with Inspiration Free Durham and Garius in a team. $272. And my stats are even better. So yeah, there's definitely something going on with the timings, etc. But I'll figure that out tomorrow. I think I'm quite happy with what we've done so far. So Burn team that's supposed to be the best didn't do well. Rook team is better than that Burn team, but then we have Poison team that is so much better if you have Rata. Obviously we got 2 Poison teams that work better because this boss is supposed to be hit with that team, right? Because that's the boss basically. Okay, that's interesting. I haven't done much with Flora, Shadow. They all do derivative damage. So obviously this looks like it could be a good Poison team as well. Because, we do deal derivative damage with Poison team again. So maybe something worth considering. But looking at what they've been doing in the Chinese version of the game, they did really small damage. They used Poison Team here, right, against Jephalia, and 217 million. That's rubbish with high inspiration teams. So I'm not convinced that those Chinese teams that Neff is showing sometimes are good. Like, yeah, or maybe it's just my opinion, and this time around the Continental Challenge bosses are so much harder. Because yeah, it looks like they used Poison Team against Jephalia and they didn't do well. So I wonder why. Let's have a look at Jephalia. Yeah, Ivan, I heard that as well, and this is quite annoying because, you know, I'm testing and I can't hit that, and I'm like, is it me? If you know what I mean. So yeah, let's try this Poison Team. I mean, interestingly, they even run this team without any supports. So what does Jephalia skills do? When the thorny poison inflicted by the hero is dispelled, each stack of thorny poison deals the relative damage. Ooh, dispelled. Okay, dispelled. We can prohibit it. Attack the two enemies with the highest attack. Ooh, okay, dealing poison damage and inflicting 2 stacks of poison and thorny poison. Okay. Deals poison damage 3 times to enemies within range. Okay, so we need to stack 3 heroes together and they need to be the tankiest heroes. An enemy is killed, cannot be resurrected. Sounds simple. But it sounds simple, but there is an issue, right? So this is a diamond-shaped So what we need to do is something like that. Obviously, I'm not running any resistance, so I'm expecting that. Oh no, who is she going to? Only 2 skills? No way. Yeah, perfect. That's what we wanted. I mean, not ideally, but only 2 skills. Oh wow, that gives me few ideas. Like, what is the rotation? 18 seconds still. 18 seconds, but 9 and 18. So yeah, if we can bring someone who can remove the ultimate, does she have something like that? Yeah, she doesn't have anything like that. So if we remove the ultimate points between these two, like bang here, this is really going to slow her down. Oh, Lothier is already dead. So yeah, definitely need to adjust this team. But come on, 200 million, easy peasy, but that's inspiration 5, so yeah, don't take that. Right, so the relative damage, what else I can use that deals the relative damage? Yeah, wild. Which one though? Do I go with this one? Let me show you this one. Okay, cool. Exactly what I wanted. Yeah, remember guys, in the videos that I'm gonna show later on, when I create the videos, I'll show you lower inspirations as well. I just don't want to like waste too much time on the stream removing the inspirations, putting them back on, etc. But yeah, I'll definitely do that, so don't worry. That's what I've done with the Philander boss. I already have the video recorded, I just didn't release it yet. Right, so this team that I'm showing you, this is a wild team that is rather unorthodox. The reason for that is, see the front line? They are meant to be very tanky. They are meant to be very tanky, and since Flora has the highest attack, she's the first one to die. Okay, which skill is that? This one. Okay, easy. Right, this will be quite annoying. Is she the highest attack? 6-8. Yeah, she is. Alright. So I'm gonna hate it, but that's what has to be done, guys. Right? Not yet. No. I just think like I'm getting a lot of extra damage. I think I need melee in the front. They are still getting hit. Unless I do this. Right? 3 on the bottom. Or is it this poison damage that is doing? Oh no, why did Flora move? Yeah, no. It's hitting the wrong targets. Nope. But if that's the case, what happens if I do this? How smart is that AI? Did I outsmart it? What you guys think? No! She's focusing the same targets. Come on, why are you focusing me? It doesn't say it focuses Flora. Alright. Yeah, okay, they need to move one forward because she's so far away. Okay, so we definitely need to adjust the formation. We can use this team as a template and then just edit lineup. What choice do we have? Oh, we got lots of choice. But that would be problematic, wouldn't it? Could they do that? And let's try. Let's see if this works. Sorry. So the idea here is steal as much ultimate as possible. Actually, I think she's more squishy. Am I using the enlightenment set on her? Yeah. So if she moves forward, she will probably focus those 3. I didn't see. Who does she focus? We'll find out with whoever dies first. Yeah, she is going to be tricky. Like, why didn't I think of that? So this team, copy it. Use and edit lineup. And we're looking for those. Right. Okay. Yeah, right. High resistance on Garika will help. It's just that Flora is taking that damage as well because she's the highest attack. But yeah, let's try this with the poison team. This is like the team that could do well here as well. If we could have immortality for, well, we could really, but two supports with wild is something I don't like playing. Okay, so what sets do we have here? We have enlightenment sets. We have puppeteer set. So what we need is this. This one will work well. Only Ivelios does derivative damage, and Dauntless is better used elsewhere. Ivelios in Shelter. If we could run 4 Dauntless heroes and a support, then it might work with using heroes that do as many auto attacks to boost Shelter and Ivelios damage. Yeah, good thought there. Maybe it will be worthwhile. Oh wow, 509. Haha, never had such a huge resistance. Okay, so what we do now is we're just gonna soak the damage. We don't care. Got 500 night resistance. We need to change the talent because I haven't done these talents in a while. Yeah, we got this. 18-second rotation already. So that's cool. All we need really is few adjustments here. I mean, let's see if we can resist the poisons already. And when it comes to that, we have recharge speed penalty with Rata. Keep that in mind. So I need to adjust the timings. Or the poison, yeah. So let's see. Yeah, definitely need to adjust this significantly. And we need more resistance, really. But not on all of them. So what I'm gonna do is... yeah, if I do this, I wonder... right, and then we just do resistance. So she should have enough resistance. But let's make it safe. Whatever. Right, so this is way over the board when it comes to resistance, and Slate is the next one next to her. So if he, instead of accuracy, uses a resistance and accuracy rune, we will lose a little bit of enlightenment unless I have enlightenment as well. There you go, multiple. All right, there we go. Let's see if this works. Obviously, he's standing too close. Is he the highest attack? The timing is still off. Oh, because I didn't change it, I think. So we can make it even easier. I don't think we need Rata here. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna remove Rata. She's just making things harder. We're gonna instead bring another poison hero because it's looking good. This is, you know... this is looking good. Oh, the pet is not timed as well. Ah, terrible. But yeah, I think that will be me finished for today. At least we know that the poison team can survive. Yeah, it looks like Poison Team is like the top team for multiple fights, but obviously, we will have to decide which teams where we use, and I'm trying to show you multiple different teams as well, guys, right? And remember, I know it's inspiration file, I'll remove them. Don't worry about that. So what was it? 262? This team will work. I'll make it work as well. So, Jaffa. 6-2. And I'm surprised by how low these numbers are. I'm not gonna lie. These are really low numbers compared to what we had in previous one. Because obviously we had like the burn doing 800 something million. But yeah, as I said, yeah, this is pretty much same team, just added the immortality to be able to survive, but we don't need Rata. I believe we don't need Rata. We just build them with tiny bit of resistance, group them together at the start, and then let them jump, deal damage. So I'll put in Durango here. This should increase our damage because we're gonna use Rata across multiple teams. She's like so good. But obviously this will be like the top tier teams. You'll see multiple different variants, probably like 3 or 4 per boss. And then when it comes to the first week, you'll need to decide to build 2 teams, right? So you'll have a multiple choice and see which one you can build and figure out yourself. Oh, this week I'm gonna go with poison on this boss and that, and then next week I'll need to move my poison team to another boss because that will give you the higher total damage done. So hopefully this will be useful. But yeah, so Isitarian kind of done. I would really hope to get more than that, but something's definitely not right. I mean, I'll probably leave him till the last. Maybe I'll figure out this in the next few days. I'll ask around as well and we'll see. I have rather ready Thunder video. I believe this is the best boss to start or maybe like finish up as well on the 6th week because he's the easiest to build. All you need to do is bring someone with high crit rate to do damage, so it gives you already a few ideas. She seems really, really hard, obviously. The derivative damage, that's cool. We got that increased. We do more damage. But even though we still end up only with 262, maybe we've been spoiled too much. And this guy is looking like Dauntless Shadow team as well. I mean, Shadow team might even work here because the derivative damage done by Ozul will be boosted. So that's what I'm gonna do tomorrow. I'll try to stream tomorrow as well for at least 2 hours. Maybe during the day rather than the evening. We'll see. So that's the thing, attack speed, which is your Dauntless, what's it called? Dauntless and Shadow. That seems like a good idea here. This one is another one that can be beat with multiple teams. So we've used Rally previously against something like that, but there's 3 trashes in that fight that we need to take out. So yeah, Rally might be one way. I know some people used Immortality here as well because the 3 trashes will focus on one target and deal a lot of damage to that target. So something we need to worry. And this one, it says that summons should be good here. But we used summons here, so in theory, if this 800 million team would work, this is where you will use summons, but otherwise, here. And yeah, we'll need to see how to tackle this, because that boss did a lot of damage to me previously. So, yeah, few interesting bosses. And as you can see, I got only 6 days to cover all of them. So probably the first batch of the videos that I will release will be general teams, and then once it hits global, when I have extra 6 days per week, I'll come up with like the best in solution for you guys. But yeah, at least it will give you like an idea how to build these teams, and then you improve upon them. Because in 6 days, there's no way I can test 6 bosses in 6 days when on global we have 2 bosses per week basically. So yeah, Once again, thank you for watching. If you have not done yet so, please click the like button on the YouTube chat, on the YouTube stream, and I'll see you all in the next one, which hopefully will happen tomorrow. So thank you all for watching. Stay safe. Bye.